Yeah, 5 minutes. It's okay. Went out and bought the rest of the things for the party on Saturday. Rest of the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got one of your cars.
Oh shit.
And then Mom found a little slot out there too in the driveway. You must have fell out of your truck.
You see my new bed covers you pulled in?
Oh no, I didn't even notice. I was paying attention to a car coming the other direction.
Yeah.
Because I knew I had to go wide to get in.
Good evening, Rob. Good to see you on. We'll wait to really get started until we get some more people going.
Get some more people in here.
Something about a wedding gift. Oh, wait a minute.
Is that?
Oh, it is. That's Robert.
Hey.
That's Robert.
Yes. It's right over here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Sorry you missed it.
We should have known that. Rob the Mouth Millen.
We should have, we missed you on Sunday. Hopefully we
That was a good time. Sad you couldn't make it there, Robert. Hello, Barry. Got 4 on. I had something else. No, I already said it. What am I?
You alright?
No, I'm not. I'm so far lost.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. It's not even funny. How lost I am. With leave.
Yeah.
And everything else
Oh yeah.
going on.
Make sure you have everything.
Making sure all the ducks are in a row.
Got 9
Sorry
people.
for the yawns, guys.
Got 9 people on there. All right. So,
Wow. Yeah.
you wanna start, or do we wanna build up to that?
Well, we can build up to that.
So, well, first off, we'll just start with it. We're losing one of our members of our group this year, and it'll be kind of hard for all of us, but especially for me, seeing the oldest has decided that he is headed back east to go to school in Mooresville, North Carolina.
We got 27, so yeah, we're good.
So,
yep. I will be leaving this Sunday. We intended to do this sooner, this announcement. But y'all won't be seeing me on the Slot Car Crazy channel anymore. I will be attending UTI in Mooresville, North Carolina for the automotive course and their NASCAR Technologies program to hopefully get myself on with a race team as a racing mechanic. Being a slot car racer and just watching for however long some of you have been watching, you know the very deep-seated love of motorsports that the Slot Car Crazy family has. And I am chasing that love and that dream to become a part of motorsports in a tangible way. On the flip side of that, there is good news to that, because Slot Car Crazy is expanding as a brand, you could say. I will be starting a East Coast sister channel to Slot Car Crazy called Slot Car Crazy East / Slot Car Crazy East Coast. I'll refer to it as both as I'm doing it and talking about it. The plan, these will not stop. The idler gear hours will not stop. It'll be 1 monthly. The only problem behind that is we need you guys, at least 600 some odd of you fans, to go and subscribe to the Eastern channel if you haven't already, when it was previously Diecast Insanity. Diecast Insanity has been rebranded to Slot Car Crazy East Coast. east.
So all the diecast content is still there right now, but we decided to leave it.
Yes.
And then we will he'll start doing, and it won't solely be slot car related.
No.
It'll be kind of a mixture of stuff.
There'll be a mixture of stuff, but the plan is to have playlists. During my time in school, which is 48 plus 14 weeks, I don't know the year count. It'll be somewhere over a year. I'm at least planning on a weekly upload. Most of the time they'll be small uploads, but they will be an occasional bigger one. Thank you guys, I appreciate the congratulations. But there'll at least be a weekly upload. Most of the time slot car related, as it is a slot car channel, but there will be other things on that channel. Because I'm on the East Coast and I'm close to so much racing history, there's going to be some playlists for some track walks, racing history, museum visits.
Maybe some going to a racetrack when there's a race kind of thing.
Right, kind of thing. A little bit of content from my schooling, if I can get it. Just kind of some chest video or head video of my schooling and all that kind of stuff, some uploads there. And then as I gain more time to do things, there will be more content coming out on that channel. But at the very least, one weekly upload, and the Either Gear Hour won't change. It's just going to look different. It'll be a split screen. Like a podcast from two different people in two different places. Split screen, we'll be able to talk in real time without issue, and mostly our times won't change. It'll be 8 o'clock East Coast for me, 5 p.m. for
and they'll probably
Dad.
Be more than likely on a Saturday or Sunday, because that'll probably be when he has some free time.
Yeah, so we're still working out the details, and we'll work out the details once we get to that first Either Gear Hour, but we plan to continue this, and with me on the East Coast, Slot Car Crazy gets to expand, bring the hobby to more people.
Meet more people in the hobby.
Meet more people in the hobby. There's tons of slot car shops in the Charlotte area, which is where I'll be, Morrisville, Statesville. I plan on visiting all of them, racing at all of them with whatever time I have, and getting as much content of it as possible, walking through all these places and just trying to bring all these places out into the light for the world to see. But it's a wonderful opportunity for myself. It's bittersweet leaving the original Slot Car Crazy studio. That's the bitter part. The sweet part is having the opportunity to create my own Slot Car Crazy studio and work in conjunction with the original. But we're very excited for it, me and my family, hitting the road on Sunday. But sad to be leaving the Central Washington Slot Car Championship and leaving the club I've been a part of for so long. You could say my entire life.
Yeah,
23
pretty
years.
much. Yeah.
I was at the side of the track in your arms at what, 4 months old?
No, that was well, yeah, because it was May. You're born in May. That was in September.
So about 4-ish.
Yeah.
5-ish. Yeah. So. Bittersweet, but also a super fun opportunity for me and my family, and to expand Slot Car Crazy in a fun way. I'm really excited to put my own spin on Slot Car Crazy, work in conjunction with my dad and the original channel, and eventually I will be back to the fray. This next year I won't be, you won't see me there. School will get in the way of that. I have to prioritize that. But in the following years, you can expect 2 live casts from Slot Car Crazy East and Slot Car Crazy at the fray, and potentially, possibly seeing some bigger races on the East Coast if Dad and I can work in conjunction to get him out there and see coverage of big stuff happening on the East Coast as well. I will sure as hell be covering the Nationals if I can within the next year and a half to 2. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Especially if it's in Milwaukee area.
Exactly. I'm closer to a lot over there, so I'm really excited for this opportunity to create my own Slot Car Crazy studio.
That's the big news we have. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, you can go check that out. There isn't any content up yet other than the diecast stuff, but the logos and stuff have been changed, and it looks just like this, just like all the Slot Car Crazy logos, because I'm trying to make it universal over whatever we're on, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So it's the same symbol, same writing. It just has East below it with the checkered flag behind it, so it's really easy to. And then the banner has a picture of him on it because that's his channel. So we made it so it identifies towards him more than it does towards me. So because he's going to be the one doing the content. So
so bear
hope you
with
guys
me.
Enjoy it.
Bear with me over the coming years. I wrap myself around getting used to YouTube and me doing it, me leading it. It might be a little rough in the beginning as I figure out.
Kind of like I was in the beginning, so
but
actually sometimes it's still pretty rough.
But I'm really excited to bring my own spin to Slot Car Crazy and expand the brand, if you will. John, you can absolutely send a picture to the Slot Car Crazy website. How does he do that? For sending a picture to the Slot Car Crazy website.
Not really sure. I know you have to be registered to create an account, which is free, and then because I know you can upload pictures of your cars in your collections there. So, but you have to register first. So do that, make an account, and then you should be able to upload pictures within your account, I do believe. So,
gotcha.
I'm not really. Somebody else was doing that for us, so I'm not entirely verbed on how to do everything there. So, and I do know Jim is still doing stuff there because he's still in the hobby. So, but I believe that's the way to do it. Is you have to have an account set up, and then you can upload pictures into your set account there.
Gotcha.
So,
when I'm over there, I might see if I can make a friend who's good at that kind of stuff. Yeah. Maybe learn myself if I can do some of that kind of stuff. And we can revamp the website. Maybe put links to both channels in it. Yeah.
So, I've been able to do some things too, but I'm not sure. I should be able to link the YouTube channel there.
I don't believe there's an email to it.
Not that I'm aware of. No.
I believe you have to go to the website. And then register and upload. It's been a long time since I've been to the website.
I haven't been there in a while either. I do need to upload.
We're a bit iffy on that. We should probably educate ourselves on that to answer those kind of questions.
So, but as far as I know, you have to register to be an account, and then just go from there and see what happens from there. And then if you have trouble, you can email me. And I'll email Jim and see if he can't take care of it.
Gotcha. On other news, the Central Washington Slot Car Central Washington Championship Series has a schedule for this next season.
It is posted both in the posts here on the YouTube channel. I just posted it last night, as a matter of fact, yesterday or the day before. I can't remember what day it was. But it is there. It's the last post on the YouTube channel, so if you want to check it out, it's got the schedule and class groupings there, so you know, because if you look at the schedule, it'll say what date, and it'll say Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. Gotcha. Then you got to refer to the other picture to see what Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3 is.
Gotcha. So, schedule's put together.
Schedule's put up to there. It's ready to go. You can also find it at Central Washington HO Racers, which is our group's page. You can find it posted there as well too on Facebook.
Wonderful, that's awesome news.
And then
hopefully we've got a couple people coming back.
Yeah, hopefully we got a couple people coming back. John and Mark are. I'm not sure if John's going to make every single race, but it looks like he's ready to go for this season. Mark says he's coming back, so we're losing one, but we're gaining two back plus Mouth. So plus whoever else he can wrangle into coming too, and then of course Jim from Portland I'll definitely probably make some rounds since he's the returning M chassis class champion.
Right.
I'll talk to him on the 20th of the weekend before our season opens when we go to the whole pack round. So I'll talk to him and see what's going on there. Maybe we can get Daryl and Scott to make a couple trips up too as well for that round. But I think it's going to be a great season. We ran a practice race on Sunday just to have some fun. We ran our 2 new classes, which was the Auto World X Traction cars, which Stan looks like he's got a freaking
you guys are gonna have
flyer
to work
of a
hard
car.
to get
So
that.
I'm gonna have to do a little work on mine. Shane looks like he's pretty stout.
Shaden's is pretty stout. He's just got to get his
driving down on that car.
driving in line.
I think since mine's a brand new chassis, I think I just need to work on making sure the gears are all
Yes, lots of
polished
oil on those cars
and
because
polish
it
them
whips
up
away the
and
oil really quick.
get that car a little smoother. I
Yeah.
seem to be able to hold with him on the straightaway at least. I think he's out cornering me a little bit. I think I need to go to Jag Hobbies. We'll get some new tires for my car. See if I can't find any that are slightly lower that fit the stock hub, and that might help me a little bit too. Mega G was really interesting. I think we've decided it's going to be run on 18 volts. That's what we ran the practice race on, and it seemed to go really well. Shaden's got a smoker of a car. So Shaden actually won it. I was second, you were third, so we went 1, 2, 3.
Troy Osmond,
So-
1, 2, 3. Great way to say
So I think that's going to be an interesting class, and that class will definitely evolve. Both of them will evolve over through the season. Seeing it's a new class, everybody will be tinkering and
finding new
trying to
edges.
find that advantage. The Mega G cars, there's not a lot you can do outside of the rear wheels and the front independent hubs on those cars. It kind of looks like the older body is going to be the way to go in that class, the Indy car over the new Alpha, by the looks of it.
Well, everybody ran the Indy car.
Everybody ran the Indy car.
It's a smaller body.
Robert Mouth has said that the Alpha doesn't handle as good as that one does. And I think it's because of proportion.
I think the Alpha's probably going to be heavier too because it's
Yeah,
a bigger body.
it's a
much
bigger body.
bigger body.
And it's kind of the rear wing on it is a lot smaller, and it's got a big nose on it. And I think that nose is causing
Yeah.
some
So
front end
it's,
weight issues.
I can imagine that it's a bit of a heavy body, but
I think if some people want to go that route, because it is legal to be able to shave some weight off of that body. We don't have a body weight rule per se right now. So I think if you might tinker with it a little bit, that might work. But I think right now the IndyCar is the way to go in that class.
Right. The Alpha's pretty, but
Yeah.
it might be better just to go with the old style.
Go with
body.
the old style body.
They look good enough.
They look good.
I mean,
They look good. They ran
aside
really well.
from the front wing being a little small. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I think I need to work with mine just to scope. So I think I might need a new pinion on mine. I've got one. I might install and see what that does for that car.
So exciting racing action coming back to the channel for you all to watch and for me to watch from a distance. I will be watching. I will be commenting. Absolutely.
And then we got
and then Hopac,
Yeah.
the fall season returning to continue the 2025. Run.
Yeah, their 2025 season, they split their season, so half of their season is in our race schedule. Well, there's 2 halves basically. There's the end of at the start of our schedule, there's the end of the current season, and at the end of our schedule is the start of the next season. So it's kind of jumbled up. But you guys saw round 3 from Jim Mitchell's Velocity Dome Speedway. We missed round 2, which was over on the west side in Seattle. But we will be at all 3 of the ending rounds. The 20th of September is at Walt Moon's place in Troutdale. October, I can't remember what the date is. It's about the middle of the month. It is over at Daryl Snow's Mount Sinai Speedway in North Bend. And then we will be finishing the season off in November back at Andre's place in Portland, where you guys saw the last round last year at his beautiful place, with his beautiful Riverside Raceway.
I'm excited to watch the Hopac season, see who comes
It's been
out on
interesting.
top.
It's been interesting. The first 3 races this year, there's been 3 different winners this year. Cliff won round 1, Scott won round 2, and our very own Aiden Cleaver won round 3. So,
yes. And from what I hear, Aiden's very fast.
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see if we have a 4th different winner in September down there at Walt's place. Stan won there last year at that race
by a foot.
But yeah, it was
over
close.
me.
That was a close race.
That was.
That was a really close race. You barely.
I tossed
You guys were on the same straightaway, weren't you?
We were going. I tossed it down the S's coming around to the.
Yeah, because you were closing in on it.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of these races where Stan was quicker in one part and Elijah was quicker in another.
Yeah, it was a very strong race, and I threw it right at the end, and he crossed.
And he ended up taking that. So it is. He is the defending champ of that race. So we'll have to see what happens.
Walt Moons is a wonderful racetrack.
Race.
Provides awesome entertainment.
It's got good rhythm.
Awesome racing. So that'll be a really good one for you guys to watch this fall.
Yeah.
Great way to start the season.
That's
for
our
the Central
kickoff. That's our
Washington
kickoff
Championship.
schedule this year.
So excellent place to bring racing back to the channel.
Yep.
So excited to see that from the other side.
Yeah. I'm also thinking about doing, especially for the away races, about starting a race vlog.
Oh. Like a road trip vlog.
Yeah, kind of like a road trip vlog. So,
gotcha.
Like I'll kick off like going, like for the first race this year, I'll be saying just the Friday before, I'll be getting everything ready, showing you guys what we take to the race, all that kind of stuff, and then the trip down, us getting there kind of thing, kind of showing the track and all that kind of stuff, and then you guys then it'll be the race live action will be on the YouTube channel, and then we'll show like the end, getting packing up and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll do the vlog. Probably we'll upload that Sunday or Monday after each race. So
might be an interesting addition to content.
Kind of fun, kind of cool, showing you guys, what we do, what we take, how long it takes to get to where we're at, because we have the 3 rounds of Hopac, those are all travel races. None of those races are local. So, it'd be kind of cool to do vlogs for those. Whenever we go to Portland for a race or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whether, we go down to Stan's place or whatever. So, it might be something interesting to do for the channel.
Yeah.
Give you guys an idea of what
what
we do.
Some good content.
Yeah, what we do when we go racing.
Behind the scenes kind of.
Yeah, because you guys have never seen what we actually physically take to a race. Most people just take, their slot car box, but we've got stuff that we take to show you guys what's going on.
Right, you've got the slot car box and you have the studio box.
Yeah, and the studio box has got other stuff in it, just not the taping stuff. So we thought it'd be kind of a neat idea to show everybody what goes on what we prep for and what makes use of the slot car box and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it might be something interesting. Might be something I bring to mind as well.
Yeah.
An idea of packing, kind of a vlog idea of packing for a race. And
plus, I can also on the away races, I could also at the end when we get back home, I could give like a little sub-tips of the race weekend, how things went, who won, who was top qualifier, and that kind of thing.
Right.
Especially if you didn't catch the live, or even if you caught the live, you can come back and see the video about us going there.
Well, and a couple of things I'm thinking about is when I finally have time and I start racing again, doing some just random clippage of when I'm at the race. I'm going to be doing most of my stuff live, most of the live racing, but I'm also thinking of doing some regular recording while I'm also there, and doing it sort of vlog style. And this idea, in the morning when I'm getting ready to go, just kind of short clips of packing up, making sure I have everything, a bit of talking along the road.
Let them know where you're going.
Right, kind of idea. And then when I'm there, kind of thinking about this idea of just updating along the way as I practice. I don't like this. I'm working on this. Some tinkering.
This doesn't feel right.
Right, and some tinkering footage and that kind of. So I'm thinking of kind of doing that kind of stuff. So you have the live recording going on, and then later on they get this behind the scenes sort of idea of what I went through to get to where I was in that race. Maybe what some other people went through. Some of the friends I will make.
what they might
playing around with their pits, their pit area, just
Yeah.
messing around with them, and just kind of give this up after the live is done, the next day or the day after, uploading this behind the scenes view of it all.
That'd be kind of
You know, I'm
that's
thinking,
what I was thinking with the race block.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really
Yeah.
fun little addition to a live. You know, to give them that idea of what we go through when we're at a race, the tinkering, the practice, the shit giving, the fun of it all.
The other,
you know,
because it's just
the
more
other
than
side.
it's just more than the racing side.
Yeah.
Which is really fun, but it's also everything else that goes on with everybody that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about doing that kind of stuff, and like I said, weekly upload at the least. You know, walk around, speed shots if I can get them. Start reviewing my racing collection, and just try to do a weekly upload, and then as I gain more time, start putting more time into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be a developing channel as it goes along. So
Yeah, most definitely. But I hope I can bring some extra Slot Car Crazy enjoyment to the viewers, so they can be double dosing in the original channel and the new channel, and seeing what both of us are doing on different sides of the country with different types of racing.
and then we can come together, hopefully come together every now and again, whether it's the fray, whether I can get back to the Nationals, which I'd love to take you guys to the Nationals one time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's, and the East Coast Nationals would be kind of cool to go to. I wouldn't mind when it's up there in New York, up at Lean Jet Raceway would be a really cool one. But, you know, be able to go back east every now and again and race and all of that kind of stuff. So it'd be kind of cool to do that too. So, but
something else I've been thinking about adding either to either gear hour, you know, making it more of a podcast. Something I've been thinking about is doing a racing stories talk, where we sit and we talk about either some shared racing stories from back in the day or some racing stories that you've had. You know, just fun moments from certain races and talking about them and trying to find in the comedy in them and sharing some of those past memories shared or singular on the Idler Gear Hour
We've
with,
got a few
with
of those.
the viewers.
I feel like
that would be some fun talks to have on the
I got
podcast.
a few of those. The first trip to the fray is one.
Yeah. So
not his first trip, but my very first trip to the fray was one of those. We had some interesting stories that night. And things that happened that day.
I
So
think
it was kind of interesting.
I think it'd be cool if we started this on the podcast. You know, we have some news, we have some talk, and then we have and then maybe every other episode or randomly we have racing stories to talk about with the viewers.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think that'd be really cool. I think the viewers might like it. They can give us their feedback, obviously, through this outlet of the live. We can see what you think live, what you want to say about it. But I feel like it'd be a fun little addition, bring some comedy into
and then
into
with
the
people that
podcast.
are watching could share through comments. So maybe they might have a funny
and
story too.
they've got some stories too.
Yeah.
I mean, tons of us race. Funny things happen all of the time.
Whether it's what happens with a car, or whether it's somebody plays a practical joke on somebody, or just your experience going. Like if you've ever been to a race like the fray that we go to, is like 12 hours. So the trips down can be there can be some interesting things that go on those trips too.
Or you know, you're in the middle of the individual and Steve Testerman throws his car across the racetrack.
Put it in. And I know I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Oh man, tensions get high when we're racing that hard, and some things happen. You know,
tempers do flare a bit occasionally.
Yeah.
It's just like being at the bull ring on a Saturday night and the pit crews are going at one another. You know, it's about the same thing.
Well, and you know, it's like something I wish we could have gotten like a behind the scenes thing for the viewers was this last year.
Oh, there was
last fray,
man.
and there was drama that happened.
There was some huge drama, yeah.
I don't think we've ever talked about it on the channel.
No, I don't think we have.
So
that would be. That was an interesting.
Yeah.
That was an interesting situation.
How much time do we have? It's 6:25.
Yeah.
We usually go for an hour.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
I think I'd like to talk about that.
It was an interesting. This past Friday was, and this. It was individual day, right?
It was.
It
was the whole week.
Well, it was IROC. Well, it started.
IROC Day.
Right. It started IROC Day, and it was a Colorado team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always Colorado.
Yeah.
It's always Colorado.
Don't get me wrong. These guys individually are great people. I mean, we've talked to them, well, except for one person we don't really.
Yeah, we won't name.
We won't name names, but everybody is. They're a cool group of guys separately. They're great people. So I love Serge. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I love who's the guy with the goatee and the glasses?
Shorter, older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But you get these guys together. You get these guys together, and they're like.
Yeah.
You know, but they show up every year. The same team every year.
And every year,
there's something.
The same story.
There's something.
It is the same story. Individually, you talk to them by themselves. They are awesome people. You can laugh with them. You can
make
joke with them. You can give them shit. They can give you shit.
Yeah.
When they are together on the racetrack, it is like war with these guys.
They're constantly fighting with one another.
Constantly fighting with one another. Their temper with the other team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's this separately wonderful group of guys that cannot cohesively be together. I think every year they come and think it's going to be different.
I think this year might have been the last straw.
This year might have been the last straw. So it started team day.
Which is Thursday.
No,
IROC Day, which is Thursday.
Or IROC Day, sorry, IROC Day. It started IROC Day. So, Colorado gets done racing Alabama on pink track.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pink.
And we're moving around. We're going to our next race on IROC Day. And we start hearing this whisper, these words about, I don't know, some pink Prius.
Yeah,
some pink Prius is missing. You know, and it starts small, where, you know, random guys are just mentioning this pink Prius. You see a pink Prius?
Yeah.
No, I have not seen a pink Prius.
Nobody has seen it.
And we don't even know why there's a pink Prius being asked about.
Yeah, it's like,
and
I don't know.
25 minutes later, it's starting to escalate.
Yeah,
the owner of this pink Prius is starting to yell at people, accusing random guys of stealing this car.
Yeah.
And so the entire day stops, and everybody's around pink track, just reaching underneath of it, trying to find
as if it went. Because there is a couple of spots on that track that it could have went under and got lodged.
And so the entire day stops like 3/4 of the way through to try and find this pink.
We spent
Prius.
like at least 20 minutes.
I think
25 minutes.
Everybody spent 20 to 25 minutes looking for this pink Prius because Phyllis had stopped everybody.
Yeah, everybody else
to
was
look
stopped
for this pink Prius because if we didn't stop and look, this blame game was going to escalate.
Yeah, I was gonna.
And so, pink Prius doesn't get found.
That we know of, anyway.
That we know of. We have suspicions of where it's at. It's probably just in his box and he couldn't find it.
Yeah,
but
we never really heard whether they found it or didn't find it.
So we continue on with IROC Day, and it seems to be forgotten for the rest of the day. Okay. Individual Day comes the next day, and we're still hearing about this pink Prius. The owner's still walking around, passively aggressively blaming people, blaming his team. They get into another fight about this car. He's blaming parts of his team on stealing this car, you know, and so individual days just a little tense because we've got a guy going around blaming people for his car, his team's fighting him.
Yeah.
And then on team day, it all blows up.
Oh. Well, and it was 3 races in? Was
Three,
it?
yeah,
Yeah,
three
three
races in.
Three
And-
tables in.
Yeah.
And
I
don't
all of a sudden, we're racing and we see Barry and a couple other, and Serge and a couple other guys screaming, yelling, a couple of F-bombs.
Yeah.
And he goes over and he starts racing with other people, team day. And so does 2 other of the other guys. Barry, the older guy.
Yeah, the older guy
Serge.
from the St. Louis area, yeah.
And I think Serge, it was individual day that Serge asked to race on another team, and then he went home after that.
Yeah, he left on Friday before even team day started.
And so, lost car blows up and turns into the entire Colorado team
Just self-exploding,
and every member splintering off into other race groups. And on top of that, Oregon also got destroyed.
Oh yeah, because
for other reasons.
Yeah, and they ended up racing on different teams.
And so
we actually absorbed Scott and Daryl on our team because they had nowhere to go. Because basically the person that didn't show up was providing all the cars for their team, and they didn't have any. They had their own cars, but they didn't have any. They weren't tech cars.
Yeah, and so we had to. I went through them.
Yeah,
and
we went through them and we observed them. And it actually worked out pretty well. But
yeah,
it was a weird year at the Fred this year between the Colorado self-destructing, Oregon, not self-destructing, but had to be broken up and given to other people.
Yeah, and so it was a messy year.
It was a messy year. I don't think I've ever seen a year that messy.
No, quite. It's always kind of comical to see Colorado fight. But this year,
usually it's like little tiny tickety stuff, and then they kind of work it out, and then it just kind of stays at that. But this year, I think it was the last straw for that team. I don't think it won't be back in the same order as
no. This year was the top of the cake of Colorado's drama, and to the dismay of the Colorado team, it was quite comical for everyone else.
Yeah, so it was funny. It was weird because it's like When you've been there as much as we have and seen the spats through the years, we all knew it was coming.
It was coming.
Yeah, it was coming. We all knew it was gonna sometime somewhere somebody was gonna do it, and it was just gonna be the last straw for somebody on that team.
Disintegrate. And I think this year was the final disintegration.
I think so.
And if they try to come back the way they are, it's not gonna work out.
I don't think they will. I think it'll be. I can see Serge and a couple of them still doing it, but I don't see the main antagonist of that being on the team with them. I think if he wants to come back, he's going to have to find his own squad.
Yeah.
I think so.
It might be a little hard to race with the same team of guys after you've blamed them all for stealing.
Yeah.
When
more than likely it just got misplaced. There's never been anything like that. Everybody respects everybody's stuff down there.
Yeah.
They don't mess with it. They don't take it. They don't, it's like an unwritten rule.
Yeah.
And I mean, most of us leave our stuff in the hall every night. We leave our boxes, but everything's packed in the box. We don't leave, everything's strewn all over the table. But our cars are still there, and they're not locked. They lock the hall every night. So,
I'd say out of most things, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to slot car people, we respect each other and each other's things, and we're all there to do the thing that we have in common.
Yeah.
And that's race slot cars, and nothing else hardly ever gets in the way of that.
Nope.
Sometimes tempers do, but
tempers do, and
in terms of beliefs, political, spiritual,
that's all left.
That never ever gets in the way. Everywhere I've raced slot cars,
there has been a few rules that people have maybe bent a little bit that have been brought up, and there's been some little antagonizing over that, but but I did notice this year that there was no tire changing going on this past year. I noticed during individual thing.
I was gonna put up I was gonna create some drama over that if I saw it.
Yeah, but I don't think nobody ever did. I don't. Well, there was a couple people that had big runs. Sean.
Yeah.
Sean he ran.
He had a massive run, but the tires gave out. The car gave out.
The car gave out. Yeah, I think the car. It was more the car than
Sean.
The tires. I think
he would have went all the way if the car hadn't.
There was a couple of people that made big runs, and they either got so far up that the competition knocked them out, or their car kind of gave up a little bit. Sean's was his car.
The thing was burning up. We could smell.
Oh yeah, you could smell it. That last
heat.
That car was getting hot.
That poor car was getting hot. Pretty sure the brushes were shot on it, and it had nothing more to give him anymore.
If you guys, the individual day, they've changed it a little bit. It's based on hot lap session and where you finished in previous years.
I thought that was going to be this year only. I thought they went back on that. I thought I heard that they weren't going to do that again.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens when we get down there. But so that's how you qualify. So if you like me, I actually out qualified where I've ever been, and it put me into a hotter group of people.
Yeah.
So
well, you built the best car you've ever built this time too.
Now hopefully this time I'll be able to drive it a little better. But Sean, I think, had a really bad hot lap session, and I think that's what put him down. So he had to work his way up because he's a really good racer out of the central California area, Sacramento area, and. So he had to come up through the pack quite a ways to get where he ended up. So he had and I think he was probably the biggest mover, I think.
I would bet he was the biggest mover. It was a very valiant run.
Yeah. And so that's the only place you can go that I know of, other than maybe the Nationals, where you'll see big runs up through packs is the individual day at the Fray. Especially if you have a bad hot lap session, or you've not really finished well, and then have a bad hot lap session, and you gotta work you're still a pretty good racer. You gotta work your way up.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be.
Hopefully, I can get to the Nationals and I can see what things look like there.
Well, the rules between there and Fray, they're a little laxer up there, because you can actually run a whiz jet up there at Nationals, because it's purely individual.
Oh, right.
So you can run a whiz jet there.
Wow.
So the rules are a little more lax at the Nationals than they are at the Fray when it comes to individuals. So
gotcha.
Yeah, you can run a whiz jet, or you can run a new old stock T-jet like you do at the Fray. So it's a little different there.
Gotcha.
But outside of that, pretty much I think the rule sets are pretty much the same outside of the whiz jet thing.
Yeah.
But if you guys ever get a chance to go to a fairly decent size race, do it.
Absolutely go.
It is.
100%.
And just not the racing; it's the people you get to meet. It's the whole thing going on. The experience in itself is a lot of fun, and it really, in some cases, will even hook you even harder into racing than you were probably before. So
yeah, most definitely. The big events always, I've found they always really hook people because they see that a lot of people do this, and when you have a big group, bunch of different personalities, bunch of different humors, you have a great time.
Yeah.
There's joking all over the place. The entire atmosphere is just lighthearted and fun.
Especially something like the Fray, because you're spending 3 days together down there.
Yeah. And you go to dinner with them, you end up at the same restaurants with them. Everybody has rituals on what night they go to certain places. It's a wonderful event and a wonderful vacation to take, and you do something fun the entire time. It's a wonderful thing to go to.
And even if you guys have a 1 day, local, but it's a big group. So like the Hopac guys, I mean it's not huge, but it's typically 30 people between pro and am. So it's a good sized group of people that we're racing with in Hopac, and it's just as fun with that group as it is going to the fray where you've got 90 or 80 guys. So
Yep.
it's even if
Most
you go to a
definitely.
larger local race is fun, and you can meet new people that way too.
Yeah.
If you go to like a local race that has like 25 to 30 people at it,
Yeah, most definitely.
yeah.
Absolutely. We
It's
love
me.
slot car racing, and we want everybody else to love slot car racing too.
That's what Slot Car Crazy is about, is promoting this hobby and keeping it alive for future generations. And it's cool seeing some of the stuff that's come out recently. The fact that slot cars, especially HO, has made some strides into being more visible publicly. Like at the Formula One race at Miami, where that track was at, and it's just really cool to see the fact that Foose is doing bodies through Jag Hobbies. It's really cool to see somebody like Chip Foose having connection to the hobby that way.
Yeah.
It's really cool seeing. I know it's 30-second scale, but the talks they're doing on Electric Dreams, when they actually talked to like Zach Brown, and Zach Brown actually said, yes, slot cars is real racing. And that's coming from the guy who runs McLaren. So
that runs Formula One McLaren and IndyCar McLaren.
Well, and has a hand in the Aero McLaren team and IndyCar too. Yeah, so it's really the people that know.
Yes,
so
exactly. And it's cool to see slot car racing, especially HO, starting to get this public light.
Yeah. And that's why we try and bring racing to you guys live, because it's really important to the hobby to have that.
Definitely. It's all good.
So
Just checking.
what's
6 people left.
what's going on with everybody out there? Anything interesting? Has your guys' season started yet, or are they getting about ready to start? Or
maybe you race during the summer?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Because there is some summer series out there.
Yeah, there are.
The St. Louis guys run through the summer. I think they go into the winter too, but they have
Hopefully
a summer
the winter,
series.
because if I get into motorsports, summertime, that's going to be my busy time.
Yeah. Well, even if you're at the shop, even winter's a busy time. So you're working on everything for the next season.
Sorry.
And I hope
Yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed the last video. I'm gonna try and do some more stuff like that, kind of delve into a little more backstories on chassis and stuff, whatnot, like the whole Lifelike family. I wish I had some money that I could start archiving some of that stuff, be able to buy it and have it, so we can preserve it, kind of share. The Lifelike, the Darta set I found. And the Loop set I found.
Yeah.
So I talked to Stan about that Loop set.
Yeah.
That the Ferrari that's in that set, the black one, the one that I have the white one of. That is its very first edition. That's why that set's so fucking expensive. Because everybody wants that car.
Gotcha.
Because that's the very first appearance of that car.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why that set's so expensive. But it'd be nice to be able to buy stuff like that and just have it for the channel to preserve it.
Preserve it, put it into a collection.
Have. That's kind of something I kind of want to do, is I kind of want to be able to start buying. I've been doing it with a lot of other things. I've got most of Aurora's cars. I don't have a couple of the T-Jets. I don't have, which are just the variants of the T-Jet. And I don't have a vibrator. That's the only one I don't have of Aurora's.
Yeah.
The only one of Tyco I don't really have is I don't have a S chassis, which is its very first. And I don't have the first gen Tyco Pro, which is really expensive. But I do have second gen and third gen in Tyco Pro.
Yeah.
I have HP2s. I have the HP7. I have a 440. I have a 44X2.
Yeah.
So,
but with the East Coast channel coming out, that is mostly going to be racing. You want slot car history, you want slot car info, about brands, about history, and just knowledge, I'm going to turn you to this man every single time. That is not my forte.
I want to kind of delve a little more into that too with my cars and kind of get catalogs, price books and whatnot. Not to give you guys prices, but to give you what year that particular car came out, what chassis that body should have been on when it first came out, kind of thing. I want to start going through my collection like that and give you guys, okay, was this a set only car? Could you get this car individually? It was supposed to be on this chassis when it first came out. Because you guys know, we all know in this hobby that bodies get moved from chassis to chassis to chassis to chassis to chassis because they're kind of interchangeable throughout the year. So I would like to be able to catalog my cars for you guys and come up with a thing that says, okay, this car came out in this year, it was on this chassis, it was available either in a set or individual, or whether it was purely a set car kind of thing for you guys, to give you guys a little more history about those kind of cars and whatnot. So it kind of gives you guys a little bit of a background on give you guys an idea about that. I would like to have a better place to find, because I've cataloged everything. I've gone through the internet and picked stuff up, picture-wise, and there is, if you guys go to Slot Car Crazy Facebook group, and you go into albums, there are albums in there for each brand of chassis, and I've got pictures of most chassis there. So if you ever need an identifier, you can go there to be able to identify. It has a picture of the top and the bottom of the car, and tells you what it is and what brand it is. So if you know what brand it is, but you don't know the type of car, you can look in there and try and find it. So,
and my channel will be focusing on performance, tuning, and racing mostly, because that's what I know. I'm not super versed in the history. You know, I can get versed, right?
Well, and he knows what chassis what.
Most definitely. I know what I'm doing there, but the history between brand changes, all that kind of stuff, that's all knowledge that he's got. Mine will primarily be racing, tuning, coaching, and then the mix of other things in there, track walks.
You may see some 30-second scale racing with Elijah.
Yes, absolutely. I'm thinking about dabbling in it, doing both HO and the 132nd scale stuff. The 132nd and 124 scale stuff is much more expensive. So any of that stuff in the beginning will be just kind of showing up.
Well, that and maybe borrowing.
Maybe some borrowing if I can show them they can trust me with their cars before I actually get into it. But so super excited for this new chapter of Slot Car Crazy and of my life. I did like that. Thanks for sharing. I'm not 100% sure what he's talking about.
He might be talking about the last video.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that makes sense. He did comment that about that time. So, just one other, think about super chatting on the lives. Think about buying from the merchandise store to give this man the money he needs to bring you that history content to add to help preserve some of those things in this hobby so that they don't die, get destroyed, go away, so that the history doesn't go away. And then, of course, once the Slot Car Crazy East channel's up and going, I will have links to the merchandise store. I think we're going to probably share the merchandise store with both East Coast stuff and original stuff. Because I feel like that's just the best way to do it. You can find both. You can find both at one store, and then it's going to be monetized as well. I'm going to do my best to bring you guys some of the best racing content that the East Coast can provide, and then the history stuff, the track walks. Do my best on racing history. I'm going to try and do some of that, and then museum walks. Most definitely, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we're excited.
Oh, it'll be really cool, and I'm excited for this upcoming season. I think our series is going to be tough. Aiden's stout. Shaden, if he gets focused, he can be pretty stout. So, and then of course Stan, who's our 5-time defending champion. Hopefully we can take
Hopefully
him down.
somebody will knock him down.
Aiden almost had him.
Don't let it be another cleaver.
Aiden almost had him last year.
Don't let it be another cleaver. Come on.
So we'll have to see if we can give him a run for his money in the Central Washington Championship Series, and then do some good in Hopac, and then hopefully we can get to a couple of Closar races this year, and then we'll be going to the. Looks like we're all going to the fray except for Elijah again. It'll be me and Stan, Aiden, and Shaden, and possibly Mouth, and then hopefully we can maybe pick up another one. Maybe Scott or Daryl will want to join us this year.
Yeah.
Or actually,
so
technically next year.
Yeah.
This
Technically
season.
next year. I'll be watching that from afar. Very excited to do so.
Hopefully we can improve our signal a little bit. We have a couple of ideas. RC's talking about helping out with that. So from Wizard about helping us with our quality, because the reception in the hall sucks.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have an idea of making our reception a little better for all 3 days actually. The only time we're really going to do any really serious content with commentary will be individual day, but it's the other 2 days we're all just all over the place. But and maybe even some test and tune kind of stuff too while we're there Wednesday when we're there all day. Working on cars and whatnot.
Some behind the scenes stuff.
Kind of some behind the scenes lives at the table. Kind of letting you guys know what's going on, what we're working on, maybe what our problem might be that we're trying to fix, kind of thing.
So exciting things coming for the Slot Car Crazy Studio and Slot Car Crazy brand. The expanding of the brand, new racing coming, some racing content to come for you guys to enjoy.
We're always looking for new ways to promote the hobby. That's why we're on TikTok now. So the second YouTube channel coming online. So
we hope you guys are excited for the new things that are to come. I am most certainly excited to bring some of those new things into Slot Car Crazy and to the Slot Car Crazy world on
YouTube. In the Carolina area and see them around, come up, say hi, introduce yourself.
Please do. I need a club. I need friends. I have no one there. So if you are in that area, please introduce yourself. I would love to meet you and race with you if there's a club in that area, because all I know about right now are 124 and 132nd scale stuff. I don't know about any HO stuff.
I'm pretty sure there is, but with HO being more in people's homes, it's a little harder to find, but maybe he can run into somebody at a hobby store that's an HO racer, or see somebody buying HO parts. You go, hey, hi, you know, kind of thing. So.
Lots of fun content coming your guys' way. Lots of new adventures.
You guys out there have any ideas? Let us know in the comments of the video or whatnot about what you want to see, what kind of reviews you may want to see. I'm always looking at the new stuff, trying to figure out what to pick up to review for you guys. Elijah will probably be doing a little bit of reviews once he gets things going and gets it regular paycheck and stuff going, where he might be able to pick some stuff up too and do some reviews. And then, or we could both do the review of the same thing, because I could review one and then he could give his opinion as well on the other channel.
Yeah, most definitely.
So kind of thing, which would be kind of neat thing to do if once he gets things settled and going and school gets a little easier and he gets a job and
settled into the routine.
Yeah.
The channel will most likely be pretty quiet Monday through Thursday, because I'm looking at a job opportunity that's 4 ends, 1 p.m. to midnight, Monday through Thursday. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. That's when all the stuff happens, right?
That's true. That's when all the races
happen. Provide for my family and then have time for other things have time for sleep on Friday, and then I get Saturday and Sunday. But
starts all over again.
Regardless, no, there'll be scheduled uploads, just like the original channel. Scheduled speed shots, walkarounds. I'll start doing my own walkarounds on my own cars. see what I can pick up to do walkarounds on, and there'll be those scheduled uploads just like the original channel for you guys to watch, and just to keep the channel, keep something fresh on the channel, at the very least weekly. I will do as much as I can to bring content within that very busy time, but I'm excited to do so, and start this expansion. So
keep him in your prayers out there, and make sure that they get there safe, and be thinking about him. So because we all will be here, and gonna be weird racing without him now. I've done it before, but it's been like a race here and a race there. So it's gonna be interesting coming up there. He'll probably give me a call and say, "Hey, Dad, what did you do wrong here? What did you do wrong here?"
It'll be weird racing without this club. Like I mentioned before earlier in this live, I've been a part of this club for more or less 23 years. I've been racing with this club for at least 17 of those years.
And the last 6 have been pretty heavy. Yeah.
So, again, bittersweet to be departing from this club. But it's in strong hands. You guys are watching it. It's in the strong hands of my dad and Stan leading the way, and some strong people coming up into it as well, with Melf bringing new people in there. So the club is hopefully headed in a good direction. Slot Car Crazy is continuing to head in a good direction. Constantly growing and now expanding.
New avenues. New ways to promote the hobby.
So this will be a wonderful thing, I think, in the years to come.
We look to keep the hobby going strong and get as many new people into it, and hopefully the younger generation into it as much as possible. Because that's why it's the only way the hobby's going to keep going, is if we can get the 15 to 25-year-olds involved and get them interested in it and show them how fun it can be, and how
rewarding
how rewarding it can be. Not just it's just meeting new people and interacting with people, and that whole thing that's kind of being lost with video games these days.
So
hopefully we can get more younger people involved. I've noticed the shorts have been doing really well with
that audience.
I'm just hoping that they're, and I've noticed the lives do the same thing when there's racing. There's a lot of younger people watching. I'm just hoping they're coming over to the regular videos and actually getting into it deeper and seeing what it's like to do this kind of thing. So
I'm excited to see what the culture is like, what the slot car culture is like over on the East Coast.
And he is going to a pretty NASCAR dominant area, so there's probably a lot of NASCAR style.
So I'm interested to see what the slot car culture looks like.
What they're racing,
what they race like, how their rules are, that kind of idea.
Yeah.
I already know I'm in for a huge culture shock.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going sea to shining sea backwards.
And then he's going down south too, so that's even.
So it's going to be a very, very interesting adventure.
Yep.
Most definitely.
So I look forward to seeing the videos, and I look forward to talking via the lives, and so we can keep the lives going, and you can find out what's going on there and what's going on here, and get a topic, and because he'll have different insights on that topic too. So
most
that's
definitely.
Kind of
We'll have some new things to talk about, new content to bring.
Yep. So hope you guys have
Be on for a minute before.
Yeah, we're in for it.
not a lot of chatting going on right now.
No.
It is kind of late on the East Coast. It's 9 o'clock.
It is.
Well,
It's 9
9.
o'clock. 7,
Actually,
8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
It's
10.
10 o'clock. So
10 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But Hope you guys kind of enjoyed the live. There might be a little bit of time before the next one, before the next idler gear. He's got to get down there and get settled.
Well, and on top of that, to do it on my phone, the channel, Slotcar Crazy East Coast needs at least 1,000 subscribers. I have a plan to subvert that, but I'm not going to be able to put it into action right away.
I'm going to try and see too if I can go from, because if I'm inviting you, even though you don't have 1,000, I'm hoping that it'll still work.
Gotcha.
So I got to do a little experimenting there, but
hopefully we'll be able to do one next month.
Yep, sometime.
We would most definitely. Our hope is to get this becoming much more regular. It's been a really busy season with the preparing for the move.
And then we've had our renewal.
And then a bunch of other stuff. So hopefully we can get these idler gear hours much more regular.
Yeah, regular, probably like, it'd be nice to have a set date so you guys know what day of the month we're going to be doing it.
Yeah, like a TV show.
Like,
yeah.
So except it's once a month rather than once a week.
So, definitely going to do our best to get this more regular and bring more to this and as we evolve
all that kind of
this.
stuff. So on top of that, like we said before, upcoming schedule. This Sunday will be a bi-weekly featured car. Next Sunday, I'm not sure what I'm going to quite do yet. I need to get the video done on Thursday of that week because we're going camping that weekend. So I'll think of something that we'll come up with for that week. Of course, the 20th of September, we will be in Troutdale for the 4th race of the whole pack season and our first race of the 2025-2026 season. So tune in for that, probably 10 o'clock-ish Pacific time. I would think so. I'll definitely be on about a half an hour before qualifying heats start. So the video will be up, so be on the lookout for that. Of course, the next weekend after that, on that Sunday, we will be opening the Central Washington Championship Series here from my racetrack. That race will stop. That live will start probably 11:30ish because racing starts at noon. Classes will be the brand new X Traction class along with the M Chassis class and Promoter's Choice, which I'm still working on what that's going to be. I still got a couple of weeks to figure that out, so be on the lookout for that. Then after that, I'm not quite sure what we'll be doing. That next weekend after race weekend, there'll be a video up. Not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. And then the weekend after that will be round 2 of the Central Washington Championship Series. That will be at Stan Cleaver's place, and that race will be Frey and the brand new Mega G Plus class on Stan's Middle Creek Raceway. So that's some of the upcoming things. There's a couple of new uploads on the Instagram account, a couple of new uploads on the TikTok account. If you haven't seen them yet, go check them out. Of course, the schedule for this season is up both on the group page and on the YouTube channel. So if you want to check out the schedule to see if you can make a race if you live in the Northwest, check that out. Don't forget to go check out slotcarcrazy.com. A lot of great information there. Websites, Facebook groups, YouTube channels, all that kind of stuff. Something else I need to do, I'll put. You'll also be able to find the new YouTube channel on Slot Car Crazy's homepage. I'm going to list it there with all the other YouTube channels I have listed there. Give all those guys love, by the way. If you haven't checked out some of those guys on the homepage here, go check them out. There's some great content there, whether it's HO or 30-second. So go check it out there. And don't forget, of course, visit the merch shop and help out the channel that way as well. But that's all we got for now. Be on the lookout for tomorrow for Crash of the Week. Friday with the flashback. Saturday with the Saturday Speed Shot. And then, of course, the bi-weekly feature car on Sunday. So
content to come, racing to come.
Yeah.
Lots of good things coming
season's
to
getting
Slotcar
ready to
Crazy.
start. So we're looking forward to having some fun. So we'll see you guys later. And remember,
Keep the wheels on the downslide.
pin in the slot and keep racing slot cars because it is a very fun hobby. And keep having fun and have fun while you're doing it. That's probably the most thing to do. So we'll see you guys next time. And we're out. Have a
See you
great
guys.
week. Have a great rest of the weekend. And have a great weekend. Ooh,
Careful.
oh, nope. There you go.
There we go.